So it's December 22nd, 2018, and I thought I'd do a video on something I like very much that fueled me all the way through, all around the world, and that is food. So that was my fuel, so to speak. Since I wasn't getting around by petrol, my fuel was food, which I like to eat very much. So cycling, the good thing about doing long haul touring is, you know, you're burning so many calories. I pretty much could eat whatever I wanted to, I guess, which is nice because there's a lot of good, delicious foods I discovered around the world on the bike. I mean, just thinking out the back of my head here, like in the delicious bread in Iran and Central Asia. In Argentina, dulce de leche, Brazil, the acai, and even in Africa, like I was getting these things called Rolexes in Uganda, which were delicious. It's a street food with a chapati with an egg inside and some veg. And then in Eastern Africa, I always got this chipsy mayo, which is egg and fries together, delicious. So little things like that all over the world is just nice to, you know, you can eat it and not have to really worry about gaining weight or whatever. You can just eat, because I more often than not burned more calories than I took in. So yeah, but my main staple, I'd say, throughout all my cycling everywhere was probably, and it's always been, oats and cornflakes. I don't know, I like it. And it, you know, it fills the hole that needs to be filled and gave me the power to press on. And I could find it all over the place. So that's another thing, in terms of finding food, I've never had an issue all over the world. Never, anywhere. There's only 2 places in all the entire world that I cycled in that I actually had to really think about, you know, stocking the right amount of food. And those were the Sahara Desert from Mauritania, Western Sahara, which wasn't actually that bad. You could definitely get, there's water stops and you could find food, you know, there was never like 2 days in a row that you couldn't find something. So it was never really that big of an issue, but you did have to make sure, you know, okay, you could be cycling a good 70 to 80 kilometers with nothing. But so there was that. But I think the biggest place that there was absolutely nothing is the Nullarbor in Australia. So it's about 1,400 kilometers of just pretty much nothing. And I think every 120 to 150, 60 kilometers you'll have a roadhouse where you stock up on water. So there, you got to be very careful to make sure you have enough food and water. And so those were the only times really that you had to really worry or plan ahead on the food front. But aside from that, you know, I usually I always hit up supermarkets because that's where you get your cheapest food items. And yeah, I mean, it didn't really cost a lot of food. Like I say, I like to eat. So yeah, I don't think it's a big worry, to be honest. You can always find food everywhere. But yeah, and it was never, I mean, I don't eat meat, so, but never any issues with that as well. I thought Africa maybe, but no, Africa, I think it's got a stigma against it, which was unfortunate, because I think even I was guilty of it going in. I was like, okay, am I going to get enough nutrients? So I actually went in and I brought some vitamins and all that with me to make sure I was getting my, you know, proper nutrition in on a daily basis. But trust me, like, they got supermarkets, they're fully stocked. It was never an issue with food in Africa. You know, so yeah, food. No worries on the road. And the good thing is you can eat a lot and not have to worry about it. So, happy days.